Knowing absolutely nothing about this and having driven through Iowa, I'm terrified. Because I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe that Iowa is haunted.
Just as a whole, just as soon as you cross the state lines, you could have a hitchhiking ghost?
Yeah. And look, I'm sure there's plenty of nice people in Iowa, but I'm from Illinois, so they can all go fuck themselves.
Oh, God, let's not bring them...
Yeah!
Maybe I should monitor. Just keep our mic discipline up if I'm listening to it. Oh yeah, that's great.
Hell yeah.
All right, do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay. This is the 197th episode of Rock Hard Caucus. Evan's here in my living room.
Yeah.
It's another one of these
What's up?
in-person episodes, which are those better than
I don't know.
the remotely recorded episodes?
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't get the feeling that today is going to be a very high energy one.
No. I got home at like 2:00 last night.
Yeah. I'm a little tired too. We did have our live show, our first ever live Rock Hard Caucus show at Film Scene last night. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it was good, but it did take some energy out of me. And I am sorry. I am
Justin's dying.
I'm congested a little bit from like the weather. Every year, like as soon as it gets warm, I get like some sort of seasonal allergy thing. And since it's gotten warm multiple times this spring and didn't stay there, I feel like I'm just stuck in a cycle. So I'm a little congested. Sorry if I sound
it's a lovely day out.
Gross. Yeah, I'm keeping all the windows closed. Did you feel good about the show last night?
Yeah, I thought it went well. It was fun.
Yeah.
My first performance. I was telling people that.
Yeah,
I had to ask Justin, do you consider this a performance? And it is, because he did the whole song thing.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. I was performing, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were performing?
I mean, the auctioneer part, I was performing, I think.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the live show, I did put the audio on our Patreon last night, like immediately when I got home.
Yeah, before I got home from the theater, because I was actually not home. I'm vacationing in Eastern
you're
Iowa.
In town, that's why you're here at my place.
But no, because we stayed for the late shift of the Grindhouse. Saw Race with the Devil.
Yeah, how was that?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like schlocky, like Grindhouse stuff, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, those are the only movies I really want to watch.
It has a really funny ending
most of the time.
It's really funny twist. It's not even a twist ending. It's just like a kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah. I felt like we were kind of doing stand-up comedy last night.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I've never really done anything like that. Like, when I play shows, like I usually talk to the audience a little bit, so I've had little bits of that. But last night was kind of a different thing. It was like a whole crowd. Mm-hmm. We're really just talking to them.
Yeah,
and they're laughing. It was a weird feeling.
Yeah, it's a new one for me as well.
There were moments where it felt like we could have just said anything.
It's the power bestowed upon you by the microphone.
Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, we're a little tired from the show. Again, you can listen to the show on our Patreon right now if you weren't able to make it, or you just want to relive the experience. I think Will did a really good job too. Yeah,
the Q&A was really good.
Yeah, thank you everybody for texting during the movie and giving us stuff to say at the end of the show. So to get on with this follow-up, the day after the live show, low energy episode, there is a bit of news that is urgent. A big thing hit the news today. Iowa's dumbass state senator, Sandy Salmon, has she's well, I don't exactly know how this works, because this is not a bill that she wrote. This is a Senate concurrent resolution. So it's just like asking for something. Iowa Senate resolution calls to overturn federal same-sex marriage ruling. This is I'm reading from Marissa Payne's reporting in the Des Moines Register on this. An Iowa Republican state senator has introduced a largely symbolic measure calling for the U.S. Supreme Court to end the constitutional right to same-sex marriage. Senate Concurrent Resolution 3.
I don't think, I mean, who knows who has authority now, but like, I don't think that gets you authority over the federal Supreme Court. Like,
well, yeah, I guess that's why it's a resolution. It's not like an actual
resolution.
It's not like an actual
Iowa
proposal
legislature
for law. It's like, hey, will you do this? I don't like it. Please, will you overturn gay marriage? Well, here's some of her rationale. Since court rulings are not laws, and only legislatures elected by the people may pass laws, Obergefell is an illegitimate overreach. I mean, to be fair, I don't remember all of the like details of that case. It was like a challenge to a state's prohibition on same-sex marriage, if I remember right.
I think so, yeah.
Right? So the court ruled that you couldn't disallow same-sex couples from getting married. Yeah, court rulings are not laws. Right, but like,
but they're interpreting laws.
Yeah, what else are they supposed to do?
Yeah,
they're supposed to.
They're supposed to clarify laws that are like on the books.
Right. I guess what she's saying is like, once a law is passed, nobody should be allowed to challenge it at all.
I mean, it's just, whatever is good for them.
Of course,
they want to do, and if it's. I mean, there doesn't have to be any actual legal justification for any of it.
Yeah, of course not.
It doesn't fucking matter. Who cares?
Legislative supremacy because, well, I happen to be in the legislature.
Yeah, you're fucking stupid if you think this shit matters. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. All of the procedural stuff. There's no actual like morality or even logic really to all of it.
Yeah.
All that your guiding North Star should only be what would be good.
Yeah.
Right? Like just following these procedural rules and like finding justifications for whatever you want through these like Byzantine, constitutional frameworks. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is how do you make something good happen?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's very funny to just think back on the first Trump term and how all these people were like reading like the court tea leaves to be like the whole like Mueller report stuff, like all these like procedural things, like there's going to be something that's going to save us here.
Right.
And then you're conclusively proven that like it doesn't fucking matter. And now like it's kind of happening again. Like
kind of, yeah.
I mean, it's not obviously like you should be waging like legal battles there, but to like put all your faith that the courts are going to do the right thing is like insane.
Yeah. Right. And yeah, I mean, the only efficacy here is like if you can make the system force something good to happen.
Yeah.
I guess what I was saying is like there's no what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's not good in itself to like do something the right way or like properly follow all these procedural rules. That's not a God damn it. I can't remember this fucking word I'm trying to think of. It might come back to me. Okay, Sandy Salmon, one of the most pointless members of our state legislature, waging another stupid battle that she likely can't win.
Go back to Bikini Bottom.
So this attempt to overturn federal gay marriage law would likely face hurdles gaining support among the broader Senate Republican caucus. So even among her own party in this state, there doesn't seem to be a lot of support behind this. Mm-hmm. Well, and this kind of gives you a clue as to why. This is from Carrie Colker, senator from Dyersville. It's time for the legislative session to adjourn so we can all go home. So it's not that she doesn't support it necessarily. It's just that, come on, can we fucking be done with this, please? This bill was filed by a single senator. It will not have my support, and I'm pretty certain it doesn't have wings to go anywhere.
Well, that's reassuring.
But they've been fighting over like the state
fact
budget.
That it's even being discussed is
it's
fucking terrible.
And did she do this only because she wanted news articles to come out about it?
Maybe, yeah.
Just like she wants there to be some cultural challenge to the just the idea that this is an okay thing.
She was just trying to win over. She's just trying to get Pastor Sam to
right
to back her. I mean, she probably already does, but.
Yeah, I think that she is one who's a favorite of the Iowa Standard crowd. Mm-hmm. She's kind of an uncompromising social conservative, obviously.
What if she did it to make other Republicans look bad? Like, see, I'm the one who really wants to overturn this, and maybe these guys are fucking rhinos. They don't even want to They don't even want to ban and I think I mentioned the last episode. There's a lot of gay Republicans out there. Like,
yeah, I mean, we have at least
who
one
want to get
elected.
married.
We have at least one that's elected in this
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
And then one that I've heard might be closeted.
Well, there's probably a lot of that
I don't
too.
even remember which guy it was. But anyway, yeah. Do you think that she might be doing this in an attempt to gear up for a governor run for herself?
Maybe.
Do you think?
Maybe she'll be Brennan Byrd's lieutenant governor.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, our
Bad
current lieutenant governor is running for auditor.
Mm-hmm.
She announced.
It's almost like she's expecting a vacancy in that race next year.
So they're all kind of just like shuffling the chairs around. Rob's going to try to run for governor. The lieutenant governor is going to take his seat.
Mm-hmm.
Byrd is probably maybe also going to run for governor. I don't know. Did you see that video that Rob Sand posted this morning from his truck?
I was
while
afraid to
driving?
turn the volume on, but yeah, I saw the captions. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just insert the audio right
do
here
it.
for listeners. It's really annoying.
I get asked a lot, are you running for this? Are you running for that? It's kind of like asking, when are you going to propose to your girlfriend? It's not really a question there's a good answer to.
I just don't want to hear his voice.
I did say he was driving. He was sitting in the passenger seat.
Oh, okay.
But it's in a moving vehicle, and he's recording in the front seat. It's
You're nitpicking now.
It's not.
I'm giving Rob Sand a pass. He's a busy man.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. He's going around. He hasn't done like the 99 counties tour, has he? Or he's just like, I'll meet and talk to you anywhere except.
I think he maybe has because
If you're
I've seen
the
him,
Rock Hard Caucus podcast.
I've seen him post about the full Grassley before.
The full Grassley.
Yeah, I think that he maybe has actually done it.
Yeah.
But who goes to those? I don't know.
Yeah. Very old people.
Yeah, good for them. They need something to do. All right, so that's not going to go anywhere, but it's just like, keep in mind, Sandy Salmon, she still holds some power in the state, unfortunately, and she's still doing stupid, pointless bullshit. All right, for the rest of this episode, we're kind of tired. I kind of lazily threw together some episode prep. I've been wanting to do this for a couple weeks. I just pulled up a bunch of recent letters to the editor to the Des Moines Register. From the past 3 or 4 weeks, I just picked out a few that I thought were interesting. All right, so this is from the April 22nd collection of letters to the Des Moines Register. This was written by John from West Des Moines, and he writes, apparently a courteous send-off for a retiring governor, Kim Reynolds, was simply a bridge too far for the Register's opinion section. Who better for the low blow, out-the-door cheap shot than Rekha Basu? A thoroughly decent and gracious lady. Reynolds would never resort to Basu's stock in trade, a gratuitous thumb in the eye aimed at a departing public servant who left the state in the country's best fiscal health of all 50 states 2 years running. 2 years running.
Wow.
What a record. And yeah, I mean,
by which metrics?
Exactly,
also, a budget surplus. Oh, that's cool.
A budget surplus while we
what did they do to get that surplus?
siphon all of the public
And
school
what are they
money
doing to make
private
sure
interests.
that there is not a budget surplus in the future? Like cutting taxes, doing the Kansas Sam Brownback thing.
Yeah. We're following in their footsteps. You did not read this, right? Because you're going to.
No, I have not.
Okay.
I haven't read any of these.
All right. We have the best fiscal health of all 50 states 2 years running. That, according to the nonpartisan Cato Institute.
Oh, the nonpartisan Cato Institute. Hell yeah.
Nonpartisan.
Because they don't say they're Republicans.
Because it's libertarian, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Charles Koch fucking ideology center, nonpartisan. The nonpartisan Cato Institute. State bureaucracy was streamlined from 37 cabinet departments to 16, saving the state and taxpayers millions of dollars. For that, she's owed a vote of thanks. Godspeed, Governor Reynolds. Enjoy your retirement. He had Godspeed as 2 words. I think it's supposed to be Godspeed, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's, again, John from West Des Moines. He loves Governor Reynolds. He loves He loves the Cato Institute, the nonpartisan Cato Institute. Moving ahead a few days. April 27th, we have a letter here from Donald from Sioux City.
Uh-oh.
You scared of what's coming here?
Yeah, not a good name.
Actually, this one's really strange. As a graduate of Iowa State University, I read with pride the opinion piece written by Wendy Winterstein, the president of Iowa State. I did not pull that up to see what he's talking about. The content of his letter is enough on its own. She describes how the Ames project produced 2 million pounds of pure uranium to be used in the Manhattan Project, which produced the nuclear weapons that ended World War II. So that's something that Iowa should be proud of, is that we had some of the uranium process for the nukes that, slaughtered millions of innocent civilians.
Mm-hmm. I believe they also poisoned a lot of land in Ames in the process. I mean, there's like a documentary about that came out like a couple of years ago, I believe, about, I can't remember the name. Fuck, I shouldn't mention things I don't remember the name of. But.
Well, and I said that it killed millions of people. I don't know the death toll.
Yeah, true.
Look, the point is, it's bad. I don't think it's as simple as saying the nuclear weapons that ended World War II.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's not also like, is that really what ended World War II? Or was that just kind of like our like final capstone display of military might?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was already winding down, and we had these super destructive, this new technology that could kill people very efficiently and on a mass scale. And it was like, hey, let's just drop a couple of these. Mm-hmm. Just make sure that this does what we think it does.
The documentary is called Uranium Derby. I just found it. Derby. It came out in 2017.
Gotcha. Okay. During the 1970s, I attended Iowa State for 7 years. What the fuck are you doing, Donald? 7 years of college?
7 years, man?
Did you get a graduate degree at least? And although we all knew that our college helped develop the nuclear bombs, I cannot ever remember reading anything of detail about what happened. That would have only been like 20 to 30 years after it happened. You'd think it would be.
Yeah,
the guys who did it were there, right?
Yeah, they were. Well, I mean, I guess it was kind of somewhat public knowledge, but yeah, it's pretty classified at the time.
That's true. I guess a lot of that would have been classified.
They probably didn't really want to talk a lot about, how they made nuclear weapons.
Right, and in the 70s, and there's still Cold War going on. As I now look into it further, I see pictures with a man standing next to multiple ingots of what is surely pure uranium. Ingots?
I think it's ingots.
Yeah, a word I've only really seen in video games.
Yeah.
So, ingots of pure uranium, a man standing next to them. Knowing that this can't be good, I looked up information on whether these workers developed health problems from this early work with ingots of pure uranium.
What do you think, bro?
They did.
They definitely did.
I wonder if you watched the Uranium Derby. Donald from Sioux City.
I mean, that's all over the country. Like Hanford, Washington has a huge. That was where they did the most like enrichment stuff, and like it's still like fucked.
Yeah.
That
stuff's not good.
Yeah. They also like there's like this thing they did. There's all kind. I love like nuclear history. There is this thing where they did a green run, basically, where they intentionally like released radiation to the atmosphere to like see like where it would go, basically. But they released like way more than they intended, and then like immediately covered it up. And so like I don't know, maybe that's why Washington State's so fucking, that's why it's weird.
Sure, there's super mutants up there. I don't know if you've ever seen the photos. They got super mutants, they got ghouls running around, and
yeah. Justin's been playing a lot of Fallout 4.
I'm working on Fallout 4 right now. Setting up my settlements. You never played that, right?
I have not played Fallout 4. I played Fallout 3 a good bit.
Yeah.
And a little bit of New Vegas.
4 is weird. Like, it feels very shallow, but
I heard it was bad. So.
But then there's also this, like, settlement thing where, like, you help people, like, build up.
Yeah, that was, like, the only thing I think people, like, liked about it that I remember.
Yeah, I'm finding that to be it sucks me in, but, like, there's not a lot to it other than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Donald in Sioux City, who has discovered that, working right next to a big pile of uranium is not good for your health.
Yeah, in the 40s. They knew a lot about this shit back then.
Yeah. Okay, here's where it gets awesome. In today's America, that would be the headlines, Iowa State personnel deal with cancer as a result of government secret mission.
Okay.
But I believe that there once was a time that when young men were sent to fight a heinous foe, where over 400,000 of our soldiers lost their lives, that victory was all that mattered. Sacrifices were demanded by all Americans. So if today's journalists were reporting on the negative health outcomes for the scientists on the Manhattan Project, they would probably write something whiny about how, like, these scientists were paid by the government to work with dangerous materials and they got cancer from that. And now, like, the government's probably not paying for their treatment. They've probably been left to fucking wither away in a shack in the middle of nowhere. The journalist probably would write something whiny and, like, very millennial or Gen Z. Yeah. Whereas me,
they might not even think that the thousands of people who died as a result of those bombs didn't really need to die.
They might think mass death is a bad thing.
Yeah,
they might have some criticisms of, like, programs that cause wholesale slaughter and a lot of negative health effects for generations after that in the areas where the bombs were dropped and developed.
Yeah.
Some people might think that that's bad. I, however, understand that sacrifice is necessary to build American greatness in the 20th century.
So what sacrifices is this author willing to make? Are you willing to enrich uranium?
Yeah, Mr. 7
like,
years of college.
Without any sort of protective equipment?
Unfortunately, too many leaders in today's America see our government as the enemy. These misguided leaders represent a cult of victims looking for compensation for any and every real or imagined injury. I can't quite tell what angle he's coming at this from.
Yeah.
Too many leaders in today's America see our government as the enemy. I could see that as a criticism of, like, either side.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, this is
politics.
This is just American exceptionalism shit, I think.
Yeah. A cult of victims looking for compensation for any and every real or imagined injury. Well, here's the thing. I think that, like, a victim of a real injury is probably owed some compensation.
Yeah. You're talking about real. Like, you didn't have any imaginary, like, instances where someone claimed it.
You're talking about a guy getting cancer from working with a pile of uranium.
Yeah. A very direct cause and effect there.
Oh, yeah. Watchmen popped into my head while we were talking about that. The
Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, everybody who had to work with Dr. Manhattan got cancer.
Yeah.
But no, it was actually a plant. It was planted in the HVAC system. I don't remember it that well.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that part.
But yeah, part of it was like there was like a lady who got cancer or a guy, and that was like part of a PR smear against Dr. Manhattan to, like, make him crazy so that he wouldn't help people anymore or something.
Interesting.
Or he would go along with the plan. I don't even remember. I guess I got to read Watchmen again.
Yeah.
Or better yet,
watch the Zack Snyder
Watchmen again. All right, next one is from Jim from Des Moines. He writes, "The moment I see Register reporter Lee Rood," that's R-O-O-D, not familiar with Lee Rood's work, a.k.a. the Reader's Watchdog. We may have read some of her work before.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. The moment I see her coming up my walk with notebook in hand, will be the moment I bite the cyanide capsule. She can win the Pulitzer Prize over my dead body. Okay, Jim in Des Moines. I think he's praising her work. Like, she's a really good reporter. Like, she's digging into real shit. Like, I think is what he's saying, right?
Maybe. I don't know. That's a weird letter to publish.
Yeah. Jim, are you hiding something? Should Lee Rood pay you a visit?
Yeah.
I did pull up some of Lee Rood's recent work just so we could have some context for like, what kind of stuff she's working on. So her 5 most recent articles. Trump spending cuts force nonprofits to shift strategies to survive. This is very relevant to us. Mm-hmm. Iowa City's award-winning film scene loses grant amid NEA cuts. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, live show is on the Patreon now. If you want to hear us talk about that at the venue that just lost a bunch of federal funding and make light of it and make little jokes in front of their staff. Varsity Cinema, Des Moines Civic Center lose grants amid NEA cuts. There's another one of those. AmeriCorps cuts 568 Iowa jobs after Doge slashes funding. All right, so 4 very similar articles about an important thing going on. And then the last one I pulled up here, celebrate all things bacon at the 2025 Blue Ribbon Bacon Festival. So, very necessary journalism, a lot of that. I didn't dig super far, but, nothing that would make me think if I saw Lee Root outside my house, well, it's time to commit suicide.
Do you think the person who was running the bacon festival was thinking like, I need to get my cyanide capsule before I have this interview?
Yeah. She's gonna dig into like all the evils of pork production in the state of Iowa.
But based on those articles, I think you're right that was like a sarcastic thing. But the thing is, like, those people don't have any shame.
Yeah, maybe he's saying like she's actually not a great investigative reporter. This is all frivolous. Is that what he's saying?
No, I think you're right. I don't know. Based on all of the articles being about like Trump's cuts to shit, I think it's like a sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Sure,
thing.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway, Jim from Des Moines.
I think. Yeah, people who have, the cyanide capsule might not be a bad idea for them, but they don't have any shame. They're not going to be brought to shame by a reporter writing an article in the Des Moines Register.
Sure. Yeah, we're in an era of no shame anymore. People rarely kill themselves because something awful they've done has been exposed these days. You can kind of just weather the storm.
Yeah.
There's barely a storm most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did see, speaking of suicide.
Jeffrey Epstein. That's a counterexample there. He killed himself out of shame.
Yeah, totally. He sure
totally
did. That's what that's what's been reported. But speaking of high profile suicides, I don't remember exactly what the context for this was, but it was a poll of some group of people, I think Americans, like near the end of World War II. And I guess that's relevant to that previous letter too.
Yeah.
But they were polled on like, what do you think should happen to Adolf Hitler after this war?
Yeah.
And people, they chose like, he should be executed. He should be tortured was like one of them.
Yeah.
And then just like, tried or whatever. And then one of the selections on this poll was nothing will happen to him. He will have committed suicide before the war is over. And only 6% of people chose that one.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess it was a rare belief at the time that he would commit suicide.
Well, I don't think he committed suicide out of shame.
No, it wasn't shame.
Absolutely not.
No.
It was like, I would rather die than be captured,
Right. And I think that he feared, there was probably fear of like consequences.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
Because, a lot of people wanted him to be tortured.
Yeah. For sure. If the Soviets got to him, they were fucking going to do some shit to that man.
Yeah. It's a rare case where torture was probably deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough because there's not really anything to be gained probably at that point, but
yeah.
One of history's greatest villains. I know that's a pretty hot take, but I wouldn't shed a tear,
Yeah, same. Same.
All right, here's something a little bit lighter. From the May 1st letters to the Des Moines Register. This is from Judy from Des Moines. Walmart is planning another store in Ankeny. Hey, Walmart executives, have you ever considered East Des Moines for a store? We lost our Kmart and Gordman's and have no close retail stores. Come on, Walmart, give Des Moines a break.
There's one in Altoona already.
Yeah.
Altoona, however you say it.
I think Altoona is how I hear it from native Altoonians.
Anyway, I used to live on the east side. It's fine. You don't need to go to Walmart anyway. Fuck Walmart.
Well, Des Moines is a retail desert.
Clearly.
That's what Judy seems to be saying. Yeah, how long would it take you to get to your nearest Walmart from your place?
From where I currently live?
Yeah. You're not in East Des Moines. But
I'm not. No, I would go to the south side of Des Moines, which is not someplace I want to be. But 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Des Moines not that hard
it's not
to get around.
Yeah, there's not really anywhere in the metro that's going to take you more than like 25 minutes to get to.
Yeah. All right. Next one is from Joe from Johnston. With President Donald Trump 100 days into his second term, I am reminded what has helped me cope with his weakly articulated agenda. Do you want to guess what helps Joe cope with Donald Trump's early second term?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
Drugs?
Yeah, I mean, all that's really helped me, I guess... I mean, I'm not really at the receiving end of the worst of this, of course, but like just, being in constant contact with people who like have a head on their shoulders and like, trying to help each other out, through this, turbulent time and like try to see a way out, see a brighter future ahead of this, find ways of defying the order of the day, stuff like that. Here's how Joe copes. Trump is a lame duck.
Okay, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I don't know that I would even like.
I think they have trifecta control over.
Yeah, like
all three branches of government.
Isn't a lame duck president like nearing the end of a term and like the opposition party controls every other lever of government, right?
Yeah.
So he's clearly not that. Is the problem. He will be gone in less than 4 years, so why are we taking him so seriously? All I hear is quack, quack, quack every time he speaks.
Wow. Must be nice.
I guess I don't know if the writers of these letters choose like the headline that goes at the top of these, or if the editors do that. I think, the editors probably do. But they labeled this, Trump can't run again. Just ignore him, please. So that's a big part of what Joe is saying. Like, it's his second term. We have term limits. Like, there's only so much he can do in this limited time he has left. But, like...
Are you sure?
I mean, he has at least semi-genuine ambitions for a third term.
I think clearly genuine ambitions for a third term.
Yeah, you don't think that that's just trolling?
I don't think it's just trolling. I think him being president, like, shields him from a lot of consequences of things that he's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone should be like assuming that this
and even it doesn't even really, I mean, like, do you think anything like good is going to happen once Trump is gone? With the current situation, I mean, like, with the parties as they are.
Also keep in mind, he's not a singular force of evil.
Right.
Yeah. He's reshaped a political
and the things
party
that he's doing are things
worse.
that are like not easily, like, you can't just fucking snap your fingers and go back in time and restore all of these. I mean, how many fucking people have lost their jobs and shit? Like,
just in the past, like, 2 weeks.
They're like, I heard they're going to even try to, like, cut the NEA completely, like, no funding.
Yeah. I think it's really funny that Trump appointed himself the chair of the Kennedy Center.
Yeah,
and then is also like, and then he just revoking all arts funding.
I know. He just wants. He just really wanted to see Cats. He just wanted to. It's the only art he appreciates is like musicals.
Yeah, he likes Cats.
It's so strange.
And he likes Phantom
of the Opera. Yeah.
The beauty of a lame duck presidency is that Congress does not have to follow his lead. You're right, Joe. They don't have to.
They do not.
But they are. They largely are. They can just say that's nice and go a different direction with a plan that is best for the country. And then parentheses, they can really do this anytime if they just wake up.
Oh, thanks, man.
They've just had the wool pulled over their eyes. They've been hypnotized by the power of the White House, I think. Yeah, Joe has a very different view of, like, the past couple months than I think most people do.
Yeah.
I feel like most people don't really subscribe to this way of thinking.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like Trump, like, you're probably pretty upset right now.
Yeah, I would say so. That's the mood that I've seen from liberal inclined folks.
He's also he has a very strange idea of like how power works in this country. Like, I mean, why doesn't Congress like stand up for itself?
Yeah.
Why
All
do
you have
they-
to do is just wake up.
Why do they go along with this plan that's so obviously detrimental to the country?
Yeah. These
I
people
mean-
are so drunk on ideology, they just don't, and they don't even realize that, like, it's interesting to me the way that, like, liberals really do think that it's like, and I don't know, this guy might be a lapsed Republican too.
Sure. Yeah. It does seem like a Lincoln Project type of guy.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Potentially. There's not a lot to go
they
off
really
here.
just want to think that, like, ideas are what really changes things. Like,
Right,
it's all
right.
about ideas, and, like, completely neglecting any sort of, like, material, like, any material critique of, like, power, like, where power comes from.
Yeah. Why do the people who hold congressional seats make the choices they do?
Yeah.
It's not out of like conviction.
Yeah.
And why do they go along with what the president does? Well, it's because they're all on the same
Yes.
side.
Yeah.
They all stand to gain from like an atmosphere
Yeah.
like this.
I just see so many people are like, oh, you know, like, Democrats are, like, stupid and spineless, which is true. But, like, it also ignores the fact that they, like, have, like, shared material interests with the Republican
Yeah.
Party and, you know,
That's a tough
the
one, 'cause
national
it's
security blob. And
It's like they can't be as dumb as they sometimes appear to be.
yeah.
And yet they allowed Joe Biden to just completely tank
Yeah.
any opportunity they had
Yeah.
over the past couple of years. Like one single man who didn't even have a full grasp of his own like brain.
Mm-hmm.
If they had just been willing to fucking jettison him,
Yeah.
we might be in a completely different situation now.
Yeah.
Like for Joe Biden,
I know.
like how can like what? It's hard to like think of something that they could have possibly gained from allowing that all to happen.
Yeah, I know. It's really wild.
So maybe they are pretty fucking dumb. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. It's always some of both, but yeah, it disturbs me how little, like, material analysis. But they don't like that because then it's like, yeah, you're kind of implying, yeah, maybe there's a lot of similarities between the politicians that you like and the politicians that you hate, and
Yeah.
they might be like, they don't like to hear that.
They have a lot in common.
Yeah,
Like they probably live very similar lifestyles.
yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Let's finish Joe's letter here. After a while, maybe we all will only hear quack, quack, quack when Trump speaks.
And what does that change? Like,
If we all take the same hallucinogenic drugs and we all see Donald Trump transform into a mallard, we'll all be united against him someday.
I mean, and then all these people that he's appointed will just continue doing what they're already doing. Like, what does Trump even fucking do? Like, other than give unhinged fucking press conferences?
Yeah,
and, like,
watch TV and like issue crazy executive orders
Yeah.
via Truth Social.
Yeah.
Like that's the cycle. Is like he sees something on TV, he gets fixated on it.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "This is the law of the land now."
Mm-hmm.
We have an American Pope now, by the way.
I saw that. Yeah.
We're talking just hours after a Pope from Chicago was
Yeah.
elected.
First American Pope.
Ever, yeah.
Too bad
We
Joe
really
Joe
deserve
Biden
it.
couldn't have been in office for that.
Yeah, a genuine Catholic man. We do have Vance. Vance is
True.
a Catholic. Who's in
Yeah,
the White
but
House
I
right
saw
now.
that.
He's upset about it. Well, he actually hasn't expressed anything
Yeah.
negative about it. But the new Pope has expressed.
has said stuff
Yeah.
about JD Vance.
Yeah, about the Vance and Trump anti-immigration shit. He said that's bad. So
Yeah.
he's passed one very low bar.
Yeah.
The new Pope. We're an anti-papal podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say to any of our potential Catholic listeners out there. Can't imagine you are in
Yeah,
a
there's
very
not a
sizable
lot.
group. Oh, I was going to say Donald ducks his taxes. That's what that whole letter was making me think of. You remember that Hillary Clinton thing?
Oh, is it like a children's book or something?
Well, I don't know about that. I just remember there being like somebody would wear a Donald Duck costume outside of Trump rallies holding a sign that says Donald ducks his taxes. And that was supposed to be like an epic sort of
Yeah.
own.
I guess, man.
Toilet paper tax break isn't much of a windfall.
It's the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, I had not been following this story at all. This is Mike from Clive. Trying to decide what to do with my windfall tax savings from the Iowa toilet paper sales tax exemption bill. There's a link there, so I did try to follow up on this. The Iowa House has passed a bill that would mean you no longer pay sales tax on toilet paper. There was a separate one for laundry detergents, and there was a third one too. I can't remember what it was. I know that the toilet paper one has passed the House, but it hasn't gone anywhere since. So it could be in the near future, you and I could stop paying sales tax on toilet paper.
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah. Well, here's
Sure,
some
man.
of
Why not?
Mike's Math, a new segment on our show, Mike's Math, that reduces the taxes on 3.2 million Iowans by a total of $7 million to $9 million, or about $2.50 for each of us. So that's about how much each of us, I guess, are paying in sales tax on toilet paper per year right now, which seems very low.
It does seem pretty low.
I could invest it, but at my age, it doesn't have that much time for it to grow. We don't know how old Mike is. I'm sorry. That is an egregious missing piece of data here on Mike's Math, and I apologize. I could spend it on a gallon of gas, $2.50. That's actually not quite enough.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I got gas for like $2.39 the other day.
Wow.
Cedar Rapids is a bit cheaper than down here.
Oh, okay.
So I try to get gas up there.
Nice.
I could spend it on a gallon of gas or a large size candy bar, but I don't want to increase my footprint, carbon or actual.
That's a weird one. So, like, you eat a candy bar and it goes to your feet? Like,
Yeah.
you got, like, that's where all your fat collects is in your feet?
That would be
That's
pretty
an
weird.
interesting concept.
Yeah, some people are probably getting really excited at the idea of that.
Yeah.
All your weight collects all. Well, that would kind of make sense gravity wise.
Right.
Why doesn't that happen?
Well, because fat it floats. So
I
it
guess it's
floats
true,
higher
yeah.
up in your body.
Yeah, right. It's less dense than muscle and bone.
Mm-hmm.
So why doesn't it all just collect at the top of our heads? Why don't really, if you gain a lot of weight, you got a lot of fat on your body, why don't you just float into the air?
Well, it floats in water, not in air.
Yeah. So it's more dense than air.
It is, yeah. Fat is
that
more
right?
dense than air, correct.
We're now, we've moved on from Mike's Math. We're now into serious science.
Yep.
The serious science segment of Rock Hard Caucus. All right. Mike says he could use the $2.50 to cover his house taxes for a couple of hours. I do like that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, good one.
I could donate it to Americans for Term Limits. Is that a real organization? He didn't capitalize term or limits. And that's a hell of a grift.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like if you formed a PAC to collect donations from people, like the dumbest people all over the country, you just call it Americans for Term Limits. You put up like one billboard in every major American city with like a QR code. Americans for Term Limits. You're collecting $1 million a day.
That's kind of how the Reform Party started.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like the guy who started it was like just putting like ads and like shit that was like donate money to me, or like we're gonna like prevent people, like it was all about term limits. It was like we need to get rid of everybody. Like we need to get rid of everybody in Congress.
Yeah, and it's an appealing idea. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it works across the board because most people hate everyone in the government. And like, with maybe a handful of exceptions, I think most people hate all government representatives.
Yeah, we hate you.
We hate
I
you.
love that clip. That's
We
so good. I feel
hate
like
you.
more people need to. I feel like that needs to be like a meme, like voice clip.
Yeah.
Like Twitch streamers need to
hate
start
you.
using that.
We hate you.
Just the way she says it is so
yeah.
good.
We hate
I don't know if you caught this at the show last night, but when I was talking about calling a senator's office and threatening to bust their head in, I was referring to a Tom Tillis voicemail. I didn't know.
Oh
if-
yeah, Tom Tillis.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
was
know
trying
if
to think of
people
his name
were
last
getting
night.
that. Tom Tillis. But anyway, yeah, term limits, very, very appealing to the lowest common denominator in America. And, you know, I'm not totally against it entirely. I just think it's kind of a dead end road. It's like deciding that something tangential is like the main issue. Mm-hmm. All right, Mike, close strong here. All of this decision making has me feeling a little queasy. Maybe I better wait a year to see if I really save $2.50 on my toilet paper expenditures before I decide. Yeah, the bill hasn't been signed into law yet, so don't put your cart before your horse or whatever.
Yeah,
Count
yeah.
your chickens before they hatch, Mike.
How $250? That's
There was
That
another
seems so
article
little.
that did calculate it as well. Like I trust them. I trust that they're doing the math properly, but it seems like I would have to be spending more than that on sales tax for toilet paper because I shit a lot.
yeah.
That's not true.
I use a lot of
I
paper
shit a
too.
normal amount. All right, let's read a couple more of these. This is John from Urbandale. I feel like there's been a lot of Johns. John, Joe, Mike, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had 2 Johns. You know, it's the normal guys writing into the
Probably, yeah, none of them like younger than the age of 50.
paper. No, yeah. I mean, who's writing to the newspaper anymore?
Yeah.
That's why it's fun because like it's like people whose brains got cooked in the 70s and 80s,
Mm-hmm.
you know, lead paint, Cold War propaganda, and these I get the feeling that these are not like heavy social media users as
Yeah.
well.
Probably not.
So they're like interesting. They kind of got certain opinions sort of solidified a long time ago from a different era.
Yeah.
All right, John from Urbandale. President Donald Trump is stepping up efforts to collect student loan debt. Agreed. Students should repay their loans. I disagree, John. Trump is simultaneously firing Internal Revenue Service employees. That erodes the ability of the IRS to audit and collect from tax scofflaws. Those policies seem a bit inconsistent. Well, the IRS is not
Yeah, the
collecting
IRS
the
doesn't do
student
anything,
debt.
have anything to do with student loans.
Yeah. I guess he's maybe seeing a bit of hypocrisy here where it's like the people who owe student loan debt are like,
Yeah.
they're bad. They're the bad people.
Yeah.
John doesn't necessarily think that, but that's sort of like his idea of like the Trump Republican policymakers, but tax dodging, we love that. Mm-hmm. So that must be allowed to happen. The people who enforce tax law, let's undercut them. But student loan debt, let's hammer those people in the ass as hard as possible.
Yeah. I mean, it is all a bit unfair, isn't it?
I mean, that's how I feel as a victim of this.
Yeah. They're starting like garnishing wages for people.
They say they're about to. Yeah, I think May 5th is when they said they were going to start doing that. I have not seen that happen to me yet. I did get a pretty significant hit on my credit score about a month ago. Don't have any wage garnishing going
I think
on.
they have to send you a letter first, don't they?
I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess never had your wages garnished before.
I sometimes get emails and I get like robocalls.
Oh yeah.
That's about all the contact I've had. I did attempt, I like looked at the website. I tried to like see if I could apply for one of these like income driven repayment plans. It wanted me to consolidate loans into a loan that would have a higher interest rate before I could even like look at it. Okay. It's like, well, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I sent them like a help desk thing and I was like, is there a way for me to like get on a plan without consolidating at a higher interest rate? And they just sent me like a form, like, like, here's a link to all your options. Didn't read your message.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of in like a whatever, wait and see mode on this one.
Yeah.
It could fucking ruin my life for a while. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if you saw the Linda McMahon statements about this a couple weeks ago.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she very proudly released a video statement about how the U.S. Department of Education is going to start cracking down on this again now because it's such a massive amount of unpaid debt. But something she mentioned was that I think 60%, something around 60% of borrowers were delinquent or like defaulted or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's most of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know that like cracking the whip right now.
And in many cases,
It feels like that's not going to solve it. You're actually going to cause
many
a
cases,
big problem,
people
right?
are not paying those student loans for a very good reason, and that is that they need the money for other things.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm okay. I'm not going to actually, it's not really going to ruin my life. It's just that, like,
Yeah.
I pay money to live in a place and to eat food and to have electricity, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And paying off the debt that I acquired from getting a degree, this just is not really a priority.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting to a place where I might be making enough money to make that worthwhile. I guess like it kind of, I'm starting to see a return on getting that education over 10 years later.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not, we're going to see like pretty bad financial problems, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's obviously not the only issue.
No.
Right now. The tariff stuff, it's just, I don't know, man. Shit's falling apart. People are losing all their jobs too. Like, how are they supposed to pay these fucking bills?
Yeah.
This country's insane, man.
It is. I mean, we'll see.
Newsflash. Chuck Grassley doesn't care about your questions, and facts don't care about your feelings. That's not actually in there. This is Dwayne from Ankeny writing about Chuck Grassley. We mentioned the full Grassley earlier, his 99 county tour.
Yep.
Dwayne is kind of writing about that here. I get a real buzz out of people who think that old Senator Chuck Grassley really cares what Iowans think and tell him in those town hall meetings. Grassley has been doing these town hall type of meetings a long time, and in my opinion, every time he does one, he basically ignores anyone who disagrees with his radical conservative agenda. Dwayne, you're 100% right so far. He's more afraid of President Donald Trump and the right-wing MAGA crowd than he is afraid of average Iowans. I think he's especially cautious right now because he does not want to risk Trump having any negative feelings toward anyone named Grassley because his grandson is now trying to climb the ladder in politics. That's Pat Grassley, current House Speaker in the Iowa legislature. Is he trying to climb the ladder? I mean, probably.
He's the House Speaker. Like,
he's probably first in line to succeed.
I mean, I think that's
seat,
kind
right?
of what I've heard, is that he basically is being groomed to take over for Granddaddy.
Yeah, obviously, Chuck's gonna die in office.
Yeah,
this term, like, he's not gonna finish this current term. There's no way. And who better? I mean, if you were presented with a ballot and it said who should if a Grassley has won this seat without fail for so long, just put another Grassley on there.
Yeah,
recipe for success. You don't even have to try. It's still the same name. People filling out the bubbles are like, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
yep, that's the same one I've always voted for. Just switching out Grassleys. Over the years, I have written Grassley a number of times with specific questions. I've never gotten any of those specific questions answered, but instead gotten a response filled with his right-wing political rhetoric. So I think anyone who takes their time to attend one of these town hall meetings or writes him a letter or email and tries to tell Grassley what they think, if it disagrees with his agenda, is absolutely wasting their time. The only way to get his attention... I'm going to pause there. How would you propose getting Chuck Grassley's attention?
Buying ads on the History Channel.
Oh yeah, not a bad idea at all, actually. I wonder what kind of ratings they're getting on the History Channel these days. Probably, I mean, they probably do all right.
Probably,
the people who still have cable
are
old, and the people who want to watch the History Channel are old. So it's probably just running on a lot of CRTs all day.
Yeah.
So those ads are being beamed into a lot of homes, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty expensive.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a great deal.
But you can get Chuck Grassley's attention.
Yeah.
If that's your goal.
I mean, you could also put, like, sugar in his lawnmower's gas tank. You could, like, steal his... What's the vacuum name?
I'm going to take Beth hostage.
Yeah, I'm going to take Beth hostage, leave a ransom note.
Beth is a vacuum cleaner, not a human being. We're not threatening a real crime. I guess stealing a vacuum is still a crime. But yeah. it's a lesser crime. Well, how else could we get his attention? Maybe skywriting.
Yeah, where does he... I mean, I guess you could accost him at a pizza ranch.
Yeah, where's his farm? It's like New Hartford
he doesn't even
something.
does he just do the tour anymore? He can't.
Oh yeah, he does. I mean, he's been doing town halls recently.
Oh yeah, I guess
people
you're
yelled
right.
at him.
But it's like very like restricted, right? Like,
I don't know. I mean, we didn't really talk about this on the show, but I
saw something about.
I saw a bunch of videos of people yelling at him at these town halls, and he just kind of pretends it's not happening. He just, like, he's leaving, everyone's yelling, you know, we hate you. And he's just like waving, like, haha, I feel great.
Yeah.
Okay, but Dwayne does not suggest any of those methods for getting his attention. The only way to get Grassley's attention is through the ballot box. By not voting for anyone named Grassley for any position or anyone who has a big red R after their name. They don't put the R is not red on the ballot. It's all black.
It's all black. Yeah.
You got one little mistake there, Dwayne. Yeah, I think it's good not to vote for Grassley's, but here's the thing. They got a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
It's not working. It doesn't seem like the opposition's been able to topple that throne. So I guess that's why I'm suggesting alternatives, other ways to get Chuck Grassley's attention. And I'm not suggesting any crimes, of course. But he probably would notice if you committed a crime that affected him, right?
That would be one way to do it.
And I'll tell you this, he's not going to be worried about roadkill. So you're not going to it's like, I'm thinking like a Godfather type thing, like a horse's head in the bed. That's probably happened to him. He's probably woken up with an animal's head in his bed before. And that's just life on the farm for Chuck Grassley. All right, one more letter here. This is Robert from Des Moines. And this is a nice one, but it's got funny language choices. Caricature of lazy Medicaid recipients doesn't hold water. So Robert's on the right side of this.
Yeah.
It seems like Republicans in the Iowa legislature must lie awake nights terrified that someone someplace is getting free health insurance through Medicaid that they don't deserve. They apparently believe half of the people benefiting from Medicaid are Red Bull snorting video gamers hiding in their grandma's basement in Des Moines, Waterloo, or Gasp, Iowa City.
You can snort Red Bull? That sounds horrible.
It probably doesn't feel very good.
Can't imagine it feels good.
Well, especially if it's still liquid form, right? Like, I don't like fluid
it might
in
feel
my nose.
Worse. There's got to be some pretty strong, it's got to be pretty acidic, you know?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There's,
probably does not
it doesn't
feel good.
even feel good in your mouth, really.
Yeah.
It's not a pleasant drinking experience either.
I kind of like Red Bull.
I haven't had one.
I haven't had. Yeah, it's like the only energy drink that I would ever.
I think I'm thinking of
ever get.
Rockstar is the one
Rockstar definitely tastes worse.
That's more acidic, right? Or
it's like tart. Yeah, it's more tart.
Tastes like
I think
a battery.
Yeah,
that's how I felt about it. Like when energy drinks were really taken off 20 years ago. I remember drinking a Rockstar and the can looks like a Duracell battery.
Yeah, and
I was drinking it and I was like, hell yeah, I'm drinking battery acid. It felt very cool. Right. Red Bull snorting video gamers hiding in their grandma's basement, collecting Medicaid. I've never heard this theory before, but I guess that is kind of the idea of a Medicaid fraud is someone who doesn't really need it is just a lazy asshole.
Yeah.
In reality, people on Medicaid are scattered all across the state. So they're not just in their grandma's basements in Des Moines, Waterloo, and Iowa City. They're all over. Many in small towns and farms. That's where the eventual damage will be done. And this is about work requirements for Medicaid, which they were. I guess I don't know what the status is on that right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Call the bill what it is. The Defund Rural Hospitals Act. Mm-hmm. They will pass the bill anyway, just like many others over the last decade that have made Iowa a worse place to live. Sad. That's how all these letters should end.
Yeah.
Sad. I was going to mention this earlier in our conversation, but right now there's a fight over the budget. That's kind of the legislature stalled out right now because the party in power cannot fully agree on the budget. So they were supposed. That's whoever said that about Sandy Salmon's bill was I just want to go home.
Yeah,
and she's out here proposing this other bullshit. Well, we just need to pass a budget. I don't know what all is the point of contention.
Yeah, that's the most relatable thing that anyone in Congress, it's the only thing I would agree with them on.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, when I used to work in a call center, getting a phone call at 4:25 when you get off at 4:30, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Well, that kind of goes along with something we were saying earlier too, where it's not that they have been fooled, members of Congress have been fooled into supporting certain agendas. It's that they're all on the same team. And that's a part of it too, is they all want to leave for vacation.
Yeah.
Right? So the real enemies are the people who really stick to their convictions at moments like this.
Oh, absolutely.
Where it's like, you really care whether this is in the budget so much that you don't want to go home.
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, they're all like waiting for summer vacation. It's last day of school shit. And you're like, we didn't get to the end of the syllabus though.
Yeah.
We haven't sufficiently completed our final project.
Yeah.
And we're not going to leave until we do. Yeah.
You're like the kid asking if there's going to be homework assigned. Everyone fucking hates you.
Do we have summer homework?
No, they don't do anything. I assume. I assume that they do not. I mean,
the legislators?
The legislators, yeah.
They probably make some phone calls for campaign money. It's probably about
true.
it, right? They probably get some kickbacks during the off season. You can probably gather I haven't been following the end of the legislative session very closely over the past couple weeks, but I would like to see if Zach would come back on, Zach OS, because he was covering the whole thing.
Yeah.
We talked to him right at the beginning. I think it would be interesting to get his perspective here at the end of it all. I ran into him at a bar the other night, and I was like, "Hey, do you still have to go there?" Since they're not leaving, and I think that assignment's like over for him. He's not going to be driving back and forth anymore. But I don't know. Maybe I'll see if he'll come on sometime soon, and we can get some closure on this whole thing. That's all the letters I had selected. I thought that was a nice thing to do. Just kind of check in with some of the regular folk out there.
Oh yeah,
the newspaper writers,
the salt of the earth.
There was one recent piece of good news that I thought we should address briefly. I think like around a year ago, we had Oliver Weilein on the show. He was described in an article as like what was it? Activism styled something, protest styled activist or something. That. So that was like a year ago. But the reason, one of the things we talked to him about is that he was suing the University of Iowa Police Department for arresting him for no reason on the street and then letting him go 10 minutes later when they found out they didn't have a reason to do that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there has been a recent development in that. He was petitioning for the body cam footage for that, since it's clearly relevant to the suit here. And let's see. Oh, it's settled. Okay. Fresh off his ascent to the Iowa City Council, Weilein secured a victory Tuesday by settling a lawsuit with the University of Iowa, whose leaders agreed to give Weilein body camera footage of his arrest from 2 years ago. I don't think it was quite 2. I think it was more like a year and a half. But I don't know if the dates are in here. Yeah, December 2023. That's not quite 2 years ago. Sorry, I don't mean to quibble with you, Tyler Jett of the Des Moines Register, but that's not quite 2 years.
2025 minus 2023 equals 2.
I guess if you want to simplify it that way. So we talked to him in detail about like what was going on there, but I just did want to update people that he has succeeded. He will be receiving that body cam footage. I'm hoping that I will be allowed to watch it. I think that would be very fun. Watch some videos of my friends at the University of Iowa Police Department committing a serious blunder.
Yeah.
Just see if we can get any of their radio chatter while they were deciding to do this stupid thing that got them in trouble. But I think that'll do it for today.
I just noticed that our mics are matching our shirts. You got the purple. You got the purple, and you got the purple Batman shirt.
Yeah, I got the purple windscreen on here.
Yeah, and I got the orange one. The orange and the orange.
Yeah, I did not do that on purpose, but I usually use the purple one. Well, it's also like a fucked up little...
Yeah, it looks like someone...
It's like kind of raggedy.
Looks like someone took a big bite out of it.
Yeah. Well, yours has a little black stain on it.
Ew.
Yeah. Well, it's from
I've been holding that near my mouth.
It's not... It came that way. It's like...
okay.
It was like a shrink wrapped bunch of these all like wadded together, and they kind of bled into each other.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We had a good time at the show last night. So if you were there, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks for participating and texting our phone number 319.
Thanks for donating to the Iowa Transmutual Aid Fund
8733.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. The most important plug of the show.
So yeah, listen back to the last few seconds. It's all the numbers are the phone number, not the words that Evan was saying. 319-849-8733 is how to reach us. I think that was a great idea that I had, because I realized I should use the phone number for that. Like,
yeah.
maybe
No,
the
that
day
was, it
before
made
the show.
the Q&A a lot easier.
It worked so well. So if you're out there, you're running a show, you need to do like a Q&A thing, just have a phone number up and have people text it.
Yeah.
That worked really well. Then you don't have to run around the room with a mic, worrying that somebody's going to say something awful into the microphone.
Yeah.
But it just makes the logistics easier.
Because knowing the people at the Rock Hard Caucus show, someone was going to say something horrible into a microphone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody besides me.
Yeah, someone besides me and Justin.
Yeah, Evan did just say we were raising money for Iowa Trans Mutual Aid Fund at that show. All the ticket proceeds went to that. So if you weren't able to make it, maybe you should consider just sending the money anyway. And you can go listen to the show on our Patreon and then just send money to Iowa Trans Mutual Aid Fund, which is at iowatransmutualaidfund.org. And you can put a /donate on there too if you just want to go straight to that page.
Mm-hmm. You could also give money to, if you still have any left over, Film Scene. And because they apparently need it too.
Well, they've got a $30,000 hole right now.
Yeah, I guess I feel like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's probably a gap that probably can be closed. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
I obviously have some mixed feelings about donating to an arts nonprofit, but but yeah, I feel kind of the same way. I don't know anything about their like internal financials, but $30K, it's significant, but it doesn't seem like a death knell,
Right.
Like they can probably overcome that. Hopefully people don't lose their jobs over it.
Yeah.
But yeah. They were really nice to us last night.
Yeah, they really were. It was a good time.
I mean, I've always had a good time talking to the staff there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to play some local music here on the end of this program, as we always do. I've selected for you a track called Commentary on the Local Music Scene, which is by Measures of Agony, which you may have known by its former name, Mall of America, the sort of experimental ambient noise project of local Phil Mall. Commentary on the Local Music Scene is part of the album Until Forever, which I think was uploaded to Bandcamp recently, but he did put the release date as December of 2023. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, and I didn't ask him about it, but Commentary on the Local Music Scene by Measures of Agony is what you're hearing right now. And if you make music, please reach out and send me your music, and I'll put it at the end of next week's episode, maybe. All right. Bye.
Bye.